Hey y'all, it's Maria Com again. I am definitely not great yet. Still, still grieving, still getting over my cat. Getting over. I'm never gonna get over it, and I'm always gonna be grieving. So, not necessarily always grieving, but it's a whole thing. Would like to talk about a couple of topics. I have some stuff to talk about in relation to grief, and I also have some stuff to talk about in relation to not liking the sound of your own voice, your own recorded voice very specifically, but whatever. But blah. We had our first snow of the year today, and I live somewhere where it snows every year pretty much. It would be really, really weird if we didn't get any snow. But it's just a little stressful because, at least it snowed during the day, which there's no real great way for this to happen. But it was kind of like a lot of negative stuff in relation to this snow. It started out as rain this morning, and then transitioned to snow during the day, which means that the snow that was here when I got home was very wet and heavy, and I do not own a snowblower or anything like that, so had to shovel by hand, and I have an annoyingly long driveway, and the majority of my driveway is gravel, so shoveling that is not easy or fun, especially when the snow is wet and heavy. In addition to that, it was also very windy this afternoon and into this evening. It's still pretty windy outside right now. I don't think it's snowing anymore. If it is, it's just really light snow. But, and I don't think we got a lot of snow necessarily. However, because of the way my house is situated, there's kind of a wind tunnel between my house and the neighboring house to the south. It's actually a duplex to the south. And so because there's this wind tunnel, and because my house is weird, and my quote-unquote front door faces the side, so instead of facing out towards the street, my front door faces the duplex to the south. Because there is this wind tunnel whenever it snows, there are huge drifts of snow going up towards my house against my door usually. So got home from work and basically had to dig my way into my house. And it creates annoying drifts. I had to kind of gun it to get through my driveway to get past some of the snow drifts, in my 4-door sedan. That is not ideal for winters here, but I don't, first of all, I can't afford an SUV or even a compact SUV, and second of all, I wouldn't really want one not during the winter, so it's whatever. But anyway, so I spent an hour and a half ish. I left work a little bit early, because I knew traffic was gonna suck, because I knew the roads were gonna suck, because the roads are icy. Since it started out as rain this morning and then transitioned into snow, that means that roads are it's either ice or slush on the bottom of all of the snow, and if they haven't gotten to certain roads to plow them or put salt down yet, it's just not ideal. Not a lot of grip. Even if your car has decent tires, there's just not a lot of grip and it's not good. So I left work a little early because I knew traffic and the roads were gonna suck. Fortunately, no accidents on my way home, so that was great. It was slow. It was also, still snowing and windy, so it was kind of blizzarding conditions. Not super bad. I've driven through worse, so, whatever. But was not ideal, is what I'm gonna say. So, but yeah, I spent an hour and a half or something like that shoveling. My neighbor, to the south happened to be, out there with his snowblower, and as I was, getting I was like halfway done with the bottom part of my driveway that goes out into the street, the part that's actually paved. I had like half of that left, and he was like, do you want help? And I'm like, I'm not gonna say no to having, someone offering to snow blow the rest for me. But like, even with his snowblower, it was clearly really hard to get stuff done. Like, the snow is just so wet and heavy, and there's a lot of it, and his snowblower was just like honestly making mounds of snow in front of it a lot of the time. So I mean, I continued helping shovel the mounds of snow his snowblower was like having at the end of stuff, but it definitely helped, and it, cut maybe another half an hour or something out of my shoveling. But I am now incredibly tired and pretty sore, actually. If you have never shoveled wet, heavy snow, phew. Like, not only is it heavy and therefore difficult, especially with, my shoulder's still not super strong after tearing my rotator cuff earlier this year. But yeah, like, it's just really draining, and like, I kept having to like bang my shovel like against the sidewalk, like the tip of my shovel against the sidewalk to get the slushy snow out of it, because it was just stuck to my shovel basically. So yeah, it was a whole thing. I am pretty sore. My lower back is pretty sore. My shoulder is very sore. Along my shoulder blade is sore on my back. And I'm just exhausted. Like, I am sitting here. I made some soup to have for dinner after finishing all that. And, like, I took a shower. And then I made some soup. And I'm just sitting here staring at this soup being like, picking up the bowl and eating this soup sounds incredibly tiring. So, this is just apparently going to be a recording of me talking about how much shoveling sucked today. Which is silly and stupid, but things like this kind of make me like, oh, it's a good thing Javon is no longer here, because that I would have gotten home, changed into snow stuff right away, and gone outside and not been able to hang out with him for like an hour and a half. And anyway. I mean, I'm not glad he's not here. That's not what I mean. I miss him very much, but yeah. Anyway, so I do want to like talk about those other topics at some point, but I am exhausted now. I have to go back to work tomorrow. I'm really hoping the roads are better tomorrow. There may not be that many people on the roads tomorrow, since it is Thanksgiving week, and there may be people just not doing anything, not going to work. Unfortunately, I have a lot of stuff to do before the meeting I have to go to next Monday, so I have to go to work today, and I have to go to work on Friday morning at the very least to get some stuff printed, so it's very frustrating, but whatever. So I am exhausted, but yeah. I don't know how to end this right now, because I am too tired to think properly. So, I'm just going to end it there and say, if you listened to this, great, thanks. If you want to hear more about snow or winter or something, I don't know. I live somewhere where we have, for the most part, like four seasons every year. Winter seems to last forever a lot of the time, and then we have cold winters and hot summers, and oftentimes spring is very short and fall is very short, and that kind of sucks, but yeah. I am aware that there are people who live in places that are not like that, where they don't have normal winter. I shouldn't call it normal. That's not fair. They don't have winter with snow every year necessarily. Definitely not as much as we get a lot of the time. I don't even know how much snow we got today. I want to say 3 to 5 inches. They were estimating anywhere from 3 to 8, but I don't think we got nearly 8, so I don't know. I'm bad at judging measurements visually, so I will definitely have to look it up. But anyway, if you are interested in hearing more about winter, or more about anything like that, I am happy to talk about that. Just let me know. But yeah, anyway. Thanks for listening if you did. I am very sore and tired. I am going to attempt to eat some dinner and then probably just do nothing for the rest of the evening. But yeah, I'm gonna post this with a video of... It's just gonna be a video on loop of the snow this morning at work. This morning meaning before lunch. It wasn't like... It was in the later part of the morning, but yeah. Thanks for listening, and I will chat at you again soon. This has been my Riacom, because I forgot to say that at the end here. Ha ha. I will chat at you again soon. Bye.